Welcome back. We're here to cover the Divine Feminine Weekly. Yes, we do cover these regularly, as well as we will have the joint connection later on today. Please come through and join us. Now, for the public, we do have masculine, feminine, and karmic. If you do want the pre-release content for the following week, you can join a YouTube membership. We have also moved over our super chats into the members, so if you do want to come and join those, come through. Let's take a look at the Divine Feminine. It's a very interesting read this week. The first message I was getting is this spiritually can be a time where we are ascending to a different level. Our ascension process is getting tested. All the skills and the upgrades that we have gone through, we are going to need to utilize them, I would say, over the next 4 months, but this can be an activation of such. From a spiritual point of view, you feel a lot needs to change. You know, anytime we see fives, it is quite significant change. You also spiritually have gone through significant change. This card also relates defending to the end, the worthwhile. And I feel we always have ego involved. We just have a consciousness of when we have more ego involved, relating to our path, relating to our ascension, as well as the joint connection. So we, a little bit like being a parent. You're a parent one year and you're a new parent the next year, especially as children grow and we transform and change. So, you know, it's always based on our ascension, our level of comprehension and wisdom of experiences, you know, to take us to that higher level. So depending on where you are in the journey, you could be looking at this with ego, especially because towards the end of the month, we are in that vibration of the Virgo energy from the previous moon, and we're wanting evidence-based. So yes, there can be some higher heart chakra, there can be some ego involved, there can be some deep logics, and this can be away from the pain body, just trying to observe details. The proof is also sometimes in the pudding, and I notice the individual on the card being very intuitive, maybe to allow away from the ego your guidance to come. But what I do see here for Divine Feminine is they directly are feeling as though they will be willing to defend to the end, but they're also having a revelation of some things they just can't do, and that's okay too. It's quite natural. It's quite healthy, so to speak. We'll briefly look at the overall and we'll get tucked into it. So it is looking very intuitive. The first thing I was really getting was a little bit cross, assertive, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. Now, looking to the past position here, there has been a maturity. Some of you could have looked back and thought, look, I really have gone into the circumstance as mature as possible. I also feel you were looking at counterpart and feeling that there was a necessity for this individual to grow. I will be going back and clarifying, but they're speeding me through this. It's almost like I'm hearing the term Speedy Gonzala. Yeah, there is some unfinished business to do with the heart chakra here. Some messages can be coming through to you in the dream state. Some of the messages that are going to come to you are more than words. I do feel the mind is involved, but the mind can be a bit of a battlefield. So sometimes from an intellectual point of view, it doesn't match, and I'm noticing the dot on this individual's face, it doesn't match with the psychic download. So there could be a little bit of a blockage at the moment coming through, especially if there's an overload of information and you're having memories and upgrades going on. You can have a lot occurring in your body where to decipher the codes, it can be very difficult. They're asking you to listen. They're asking you to hear individuals out. They're asking you to ask questions. I don't feel questions are being asked here. I feel it's a lot of the mind matters. I do feel it's necessary to meditate, especially if you're becoming unhinged. You could be really seeing in the 5D the huge possibility. Some of you could also spiritually be blocking that out. There is a spiritual upgrade occurring here. Some of you are saying, look, when have we ever seen something happen overnight? And generally that does come through. However, it can come through in a sense of a tower where there can be a shift overnight. I do feel there's a pocket group of you that are feeling that maybe there's an action, there's a word, there's a necessity to do something. I also feel a lot of you can be really having a lot of downloads to do with creativity. There could be a need to actually pour your energy into such. I also feel your bodies really this week, moving into next week, the following month, are really going to need to keep the fluid up. I'm also seeing from a spiritual point of view, psychic attacks are possible, especially with the dark energy really shadowing. To really protect yourself, you can use tourmaline and onyx. And really, for those psychic downloads, taking time away from mindful matters, because some of you can be experiencing headaches. Again, always go seek a professional, but that from an intuitive level is what I'm getting. It's very normal to feel in your path that your guides are not with you. And there could be a threat. Usually when we are not picking things up on the 5D, it's because we're very 3D. We're having a lot of 3D work we're having to do. This can be a busy week. This can be busy energy. I do feel there's a reluctance to launch certain things. I almost feel from an intuitive level, you're gaining details. And again, I just keep getting an overload of details, a lot of flashbacks, a lot of realism, a lot of crossness that you're wanting to see the action, putting the money where the individual's mouths are, because I just feel divine feminine at this point in their bodies, in their souls, in their soul path. Really are aware at a foundation level. This appears to be a little bit risky and there's some uncertainty, and it can be you feeling maybe within yourself that you're uncertain, but definitely towards the situation as well. Some of you could be wondering, especially from a message, I'm saying for some of you, you could get a text message and it's very confusing. Some of you are wondering, do I need to reach out? But the other could be is that you're wondering if they're with an individual. I feel you're keeping it cool. I feel from an intellectual point of view, you're trying to move through this. I feel some of you are concerned. This could be to do with the karmic situation, especially if this individual was in a marriage. There could be some space. There could be an accelerated ascension process where these individuals, where it's been stagnant, they're almost saying, be careful what you wish for, because there could be a pending tower happening on these individual sides. And potentially what you think you have, the other individual wants what you have. But there's unfinished business here. I'm hearing the term piggy in the middle. I also feel for some of you in your career sector, there could be some conflicts. Some of you directly can be liberating yourself out of circumstances because you're seeing your self-worth. You're seeing that you do individually have some choices and you're quite powerful. So you're taking the shackles off of these circumstances, and it's actually activating this individual to walk a mile in your shoes, to realize that they also can spiritually break out of the shackles. You have faith in yourself. It doesn't mean to say that we don't feel bitter that we're needing to make a choice. It doesn't mean to say that we don't feel bitter that this individual potentially that you're dealing with does have the power of choices. But I do feel spiritually, divine feminine here in the mix could be looking back to a previous time when you were doing something similar to these individuals. And the frustration can be, well, wow, how long did that take me? But there is a crossness there. There is a leveling up of divine feminine, a feeling that they are really worthy of love, that they're worthy of investing. And they're really wanting to get back to life and happiness. They're really wanting to move into a paradigm of not being down in the dumps, of not allowing everything to, trigger them, and to have something really positive to focus on at this point in time. Some of you could have a family-related dynamic that is causing a bit of challenges. You could be cleaning and trying to get things in order. I also feel your bodies could be almost like you're wanting to have fun, but you have a lot on your plate, and so you're going to have to try and find the balance. I also feel you could be keeping some of your creative ideas to yourself. Somebody through the grapevine can be giving you some information about your twin flame. I feel both sides of the fence are keeping this very private. You may be getting gossip on both sides, but I definitely feel divine feminine and divine masculine are keeping the cards close to their chest. This is unfinished business. Some of you are feeling you need to move forward. I actually feel this is quite a natural part of the journey when you do such. It doesn't mean necessarily, it's over, but it is an embodiment that you move through. And it's almost like when you get that enjoyment back into life and you get that movement and you start making personal choices, and you literally can at times feel it's over, this is when the energy actually shifts and you are in a more dual kind of alignment for almost like the soil to be fertile and the seeds to be planted. But there could be some angst here where you're feeling quite 3D and feeling as though the choice has been left to you to make a decision, and it can feel bittersweet. I do feel this can be a test for you, but I feel it's in your actions and how you show up is going to dictate the outcome. And I feel if you don't get triggered and you allow this person to move in towards you, and you have faith that you're a divine being, and you have faith that you are something that they're very attracted to, and nobody has what you have. You are very unique. You are very key to this journey. That is where you're going to be winning. Take care, beautifuls. I'll see you very soon. I hope to see you for the joint connection. Come through. I'd really love to see you there. Separately, if you do want to join the super chats, they're inside the members hub, as well as the next edition. Generally, by the time you are getting yours in the public, which is over the weekend, the following day, the members get their next edition, as well as the scheduled super chats. Hope to see you soon. Take care, and I'll see you on the other side.